How do you defeat an army without swinging a sword? You build a castle so cunning, so cruel, so perfectly placed, that the battle ends before it begins. Medieval castles weren't just walls, they were war machines. Every stone whispered strategy. Every gate concealed a trap. This is the story of how medieval architects turned terrain, terror, and time into weapons of war. Before the first stone was laid, the battlefield was chosen. Not for beauty, for brutality. Castles rose on cliffs, volcanic ridges, and marshy islands. Attackers had to climb steep slopes in full armor, gasping for breath as defenders hurled rocks from above. Edinburgh Castle, the ascent alone broke morale. Rain turned paths into sludge. Winter winds froze fingers to sword hilts. And narrow approach routes forced armies into thin, exposed lines, perfect targets. The land itself became the first line of defense. And many sieges ended before a single arrow was fired. Then came the walls. Not just thick, monstrous. 20 feet wide, layered like a stone sandwich. 2 outer faces, filled with rubble and mortar, created a flexible core that absorbed the shock. A battering rams. Some walls sloped outward at the base, deflecting blows and making ladders useless. Others featured concentric rings, outer walls, inner walls, trapping attackers in kill zones. Even the gravel beneath the surface served a purpose, shifting and crunching to alert guards of tunneling enemies. These weren't just barriers. They were engineered resilience. The gatehouse, the castle's mouth, was a death trap. Drawbridges, iron doors, and portcullises created layers of denial. Once inside, attackers found themselves in a stone cage. Above them, murder. Holes. Boiling water. Burning pitch. Rocks. Arrow slits lined the walls. Defenders invisible, deadly. Some castles added false gates, luring enemies into ambush zones. Others built sharp turns into the entrance, breaking momentum and confusing formations. The gatehouse wasn't a weakness. It was a weapon. Height was the castle's cruelest gift. From the battlements, defenders became gods of war. Longbowmen fired from 200 yards. Crossbowmen pierced armor at close range. Heavy rocks dropped from towers crushed helmets and bones. Hot sand slipped under armor, burning flesh. Machicolations, stone balconies with floor gaps, let defenders pour boiling water straight down. Every tower was a fortress within a fortress. And every step upward was a step closer to death. Then came the moat. Not just water, it's a psychological abyss. Attackers faced drowning, spikes, sewage, even snakes. Moats were filled with caltrops and sharpened stakes. Crossing meant building bridges under fire or wading through filth while arrows rained down. Some moats were shallow by design, intimidating, theatrical, a bluff that worked. Because in siege warfare, fear was just as powerful as stone. Towers weren't just tall, they were tactical. Round shapes eliminated blind spots. Spiral staircases curved clockwise, favoring defenders. Signal fires warned allies miles away. Inside, towers connected secret tunnels and escape routes. Some led to safety, others led to traps. One wrong turn, and you were drowning in a flooded chamber or impaled on hidden spikes. The tower was the brain of the castle, watching, waiting, striking. Inside the walls, life became lockdown. Underground storerooms held salted fish, dried fruits, and hard cheese, enough for months. Deep wells pierced bedrock, ensuring water. Latrines emptied through outer walls, unless attackers climbed through them. Beer and wine replaced unsafe water. Space vanished. Nobles slept beside peasants. Craftsmen worked. Priests prayed. Guards watched. Games and rituals kept minds from breaking. Siege life was claustrophobic, filthy, and terrifying, but it was survival. And when all else failed, the castle waited. Defenders feasted on battlements, waving chicken legs at starving armies. Trumpets blared. Helmets on poles mimicked reinforcements. Attackers died of cold, disease, and despair. Sieges drained gold, broke morale, and shattered hope. Because castles didn't just resist. They endured. And in the end, time itself became the deadliest weapon of all.